Compliance isn't optional, neither is losing customers. Discover the plugin that helps fixes your accessibility issues fast, keeping your website inclusive and legally sound. Let's get straight into it. On our demo site, we've got this accessibility icon here, and we can locate it wherever we want. So I've got it on the right, you can put it on the left, or any other position you want on the page. Let's go ahead and open this up, all right? And I'll show you how to enable these presets. So if someone has epilepsy, they can go ahead and enable this setting, and it will dampen the colors and remove any blinks, right? So any sharp flashes or anything like that. So straight away, the tone of our website is dampened, right? So this just makes it easier on the eye. We've got some other predefined settings here, such as ADHD friendly. We can enable this option, make it easier for someone with ADHD to be able to focus on a particular section on our website without any other distractions. We can disable this. And of course, they can go ahead and fine tune the settings. They can hide it forever. They can read our accessibility statement. We can even add contrast, monotone. Not only will it improve the user experience on the back end, it will allow you to scan your website for potential issues and gives you steps in how you can actually rectify them. So if you want to add this AIT Themes Access Ready plugin on your website, the first step is to head over to aitthemes.com and go ahead and download this WordPress accessibility plugin. Currently, there's just a pro version, but there is a free version coming as well. Right. Once you've done so, let's head over to our dashboard and I'll walk you through some of the crucial settings. All right, so assuming you've downloaded the AIT Access Ready plugin, just go ahead and head over to plugins, add new, upload and install the Access Ready plugin. Once you've done so, you'll see this Access Ready menu here. All right, and then here we've got a few settings that we want to go ahead and customize. So under our general settings, we've got accessibility mode, right? So these are the predefined settings that we saw on the front end. If you want to go ahead and remove any of them, then you can go ahead and do so. Just toggle it to off. So we've got our online dictionary. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Let's delete that section as well. Here, in terms of the readability experience, we can go ahead and activate or deactivate any of these settings. We got text to speech, virtual keyboard, mute sound, loads of different settings to choose from. Right, once you're happy with everything, just hit save changes. Now, when we go to open button, this is our accessibility icon that the user can go ahead and click on. Currently it's set to bottom right. We can move this to the bottom left, or any other location in which you see fit. I'm going to put it to the bottom left. We can customize the color, and this all relates to our accessibility widget icon. Modal pop-up, we didn't save changes, so let's save change. Modal pop-up. This is just the position of the set once they click on that accessibility icon. Again, I'm moving this to the left because we've actually moved the icon to the left as well. So it makes sense to have the options to the left as well. I'm going to hit save. We can add our accessibility statement here. And by default, the plugin will generate you an accessibility statement. All right, and here you'd go ahead and enter in your name, email address, phone number, or you can actually go ahead and add a custom link over to your accessibility statement, or just have none. All right, our analyzer, let's go ahead and click on it because we do want to go ahead and scan our pages or posts for any accessibility issues. So we've got the analyzer enabled here. We can choose the post type in which we want to run this analysis for any accessibility issue. And then we can choose for which accessibility guideline we want to go ahead and scan for, right? So whether that's section 508 or any of these other options, we can enable it. And when we're running our scans, we'll be checking to see whether our site or the content on our site matches those guidelines, or if it doesn't, then it'll flag it. So this is already enabled, so we don't need to change anything here. Again, if you've got any custom post type, then you want to go ahead and include it into the scan. I'm going to disable it just for now. Okay, so those are some of the key settings that you want to go ahead and configure once you've installed this plugin. Right, let's go ahead and quickly view it on the front end, and then we'll have a look into scanning our website for accessibility issues. So let's just navigate over to our home page. Right, and here we've got our accessibility icon to the left. Okay, I'm going to reset the settings. All right, we can make our font more readable. We can go ahead and align all the text. All right, enable low saturation. We can even adjust the color of the end of the title. We've got voice navigation, and we can add a dark cursor as well. So there's loads of different options in which we can go ahead and add just to make sure our site is not only compliant, but also inclusive. All right, so let's X this off. And you'll notice when we're on any page on our website, assuming you're logged in as admin, you'll see this analyze accessibility here. So first I'm going to reset this setting. All right, and then we've got this analyze accessibility. So when you click on accessibility analyzer here, it'll scan your website and then it'll identify any potential issues. Right here, we've got 41 issues, and when we scroll through it, we can see what the issues are, right? So here it's letting us know the color contrast, that this doesn't meet the color contrast ratio. All right, and let's have a quick test. Let's see if, all right, see. So as we're actually modifying a page here, it's helping our website. All right, let's X this off. A lot of the issues that we've got currently is to do with the color contrast, right? So we just need to go ahead and modify the page and make sure we fix all these issues. Or we can scroll through our website. I believe this is a post. So let's have a look at this post. And again, if we click analyze accessibility, we can see it's mostly like our contrasting issues. So here we've only got a few accessibility issues. So for example, it's saying the text element here should be 14 pixel or larger. So let's see if we can modify the font size here to clear up these warnings. So based on a theme that you've currently got, that will determine what you're able to edit and what you might need a developer for. For example, if your theme doesn't allow you to directly customize the sizing of the text in your navigation, then that's something you might need your developer for. This is a little bonus hack. Really, if we're going to customize this, we should create a child theme. If you want me to create a video showing you how to do that, just leave a comment in the description below. But the reason why you want to create a child theme is in the event that the theme that you're using, whatever theme it is, if it gets updated, any customization that you've made to that theme will be lost. So that's why we create a child theme to add all our custom work. All right, so to customize this menu item here, so here it's actually giving us the class name, which is identified as having an issue. So let's try copying this class name and let's see if that changes anything. So we'll head over to our customizer and we're using a class name now instead of the CSS class that we first identified. So now let's hit publish. All right, and now let's refresh this page. So again, it's the same here. We can go ahead and copy this code. So let's go ahead and paste in this class name here. We'll do our curly brackets, close curly brackets, font size, and we'll do 16 pixels and question mark just to make sure we override our theme's default styling. Let's hit publish and let's refresh this page. All right, perfect. So now we only have two issues, which relates to this footer section here. And then if essentially we can click issue here and I can see that it's relating to this footer menu here. So the font size needs to be 14 pixels or larger. So again, let's go ahead and copy this class selector. Let's go to our customizer again. We can paste it in and then we can do open curly brackets, close curly brackets. Let's do enter. So font.size color, and we will say, we'll mark it as important again, just to make sure we're overwriting our theme default styling. We'll hit publish and let's go ahead and refresh this page one more time. And we've resolved this issue. So now we only have one more issue left, which relates to this here. And we can equally go ahead and fix that. So not only does the plugin allows you to fix your site to be more compliant, it also allows your users to have easier access to your website by tailoring it to fit their particular need. We can view our accessibility statement here as well. All right, and this brings us to the end of this video. Like and subscribe for more videos like this. And if you've got any questions, leave it in the comment box. I'll leave the link to the plugin in the description below, as well as the CSS code in which I use to change the font size.